In the right hands, the relationship between man and suit is symbiotic. The suit has power. The man harnesses that power. You need to be skillful, agile, and above all, you need to be fast. You should be able to shrink and grow on a dime. So your size always suits your needs.
Paul Rudd plays the unlikely superhero Ant-Man in the Marvel offering of the same name. So Critic Richard Crouse joins us with his weekly reviews. I think just even seeing that is hilarious.
Well, very likely the smallest and certainly the silliest of the Marvel superheroes. Ant-Man, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, how are they going to pull this off? And they have. They've pulled it off. And the reason that they've pulled it off, so the story is essentially Paul Rudd is a cat burglar. He's just out of prison. He steals the Ant-Man suit and realizes that it gives him the power to shrink to the size of an ant. And he becomes an unlikely superhero because he can control ants and he can shrink himself down and he saves the world. So, I mean, that's all you really need to know about this. But this movie works because not only is it extraordinarily silly, but Paul Rudd has this wink in his eye throughout the entire thing. And that's what makes this movie work. If there was someone that tried to play this super seriously, it probably wouldn't work. But Paul Rudd pulls it off top to bottom.
Wow.
And it's also really cool to see Ant-Man shrunk down to the size of the ant running with a herd of ants around him. and he flies on the back of ants and all that kind of stuff. Unlikely, but quite funny.
And you're giving it?
I'm giving it 4 stars.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. Okay, Trainwreck, we've been hearing a lot about.
Trainwreck is my favorite movie of the week, maybe of the month. Wow. This is Amy Schumer. If you've been watching Inside Amy Schumer on television or if you've been following her doing stand-up, you know she's hilarious already. This is her big screen debut. She wrote the movie. Judd Apatow has directed it. Judd Apatow is like 40-year-old virgin and loads of other movies. This is the first movie that he's directed that he hasn't written. He has a lot of confidence in this material. It is a romantic comedy, essentially, about a woman who is promiscuous. She drinks too much. She's kind of a train wreck in her personal life. And then she meets Mr. Right. She meets the right guy and doesn't deal with it very well. It is funny top to bottom. There are some touching moments, but what it is mainly, and it's beautifully cast. Bill Hader's great. LeBron James is really funny. The basketball player LeBron James is great in this, but this is Amy Schumer's movie from the bottom up. She owns every scene that she's in. It made me laugh out loud in the theater more than any movie since Bridesmaids, I think. It's really funny stuff.
Oh my gosh, sounds good. So
4.5 stars. This is the movie that will make her a movie star.
You are having a good week. Sir Ian McKellen's Mr. Holmes.
Yes, Ian McKellen is back on the big screen. He's playing Sherlock Holmes, but he's not playing the Sherlock Holmes that we're familiar with. He is now a lion in winter. He's in his 90s. He's been retired for decades, and he's living in the country in a sort of self-imposed exile from London. After his last case didn't turn out quite the way he thought it would, he left the world behind. Now, as his faculties begin to fade, he's trying to piece together the ins and outs of this last case. It's not a mystery. It is not a Sherlock Holmes thing. There's no deerstalker caps. The big pipe is nowhere to be seen.
It's a lovely plot.
Well, it is. It's all about aging. It's about friendships. It's about finding your own humanity. Ian McKellen plays Sherlock Holmes at 3 very distinct stages in his life, giving 3 different performances, all as the same character, and is brilliant in this. The movie is a bit masterpiece theater-y for me, but the performance is unbelievable. So it's 3 stars.
Oh my gosh, Richard, I don't know which one to see.
Just flip a coin.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Too.
You'll find all of Richard's reviews on our website, canadaam.ctvnews.ca.